Hello and welcome to another edition of Chair Yoga with the Mayor's Wellness Campaign. As usual, my name is Christina Chismar. I am the Administrative Assistant and Recreation Clerk for the Borough. As per usual, make sure that you've spoken to a doctor before starting any type of exercises. Try to wear loose-fitting clothing. I like to wear no shoes. Always have some water handy. And if something doesn't feel right, just kind of back out of it. It's not a contest. It's just you learning your movements again. So taking a seat, keeping your spine nice and tall and erect. Eyes closed if you like. Hands on your thighs, palms up for receiving energy, palms down. If you feel a little hyper, too much caffeine, you need to be grounded. Completely up to you. Eyes closed if you like. Just starting focusing on your breathing. Taking big inhales, letting your belly get nice and huge. And on your exhale, pressing it all back out. Just letting go of everything that's been happening today. Just focusing on yourself, taking this moment for yourself. Whether it be for the day or just taking just a moment between your work. In this class, we'll just be focusing on seated stuff. So nothing too crazy, stuff you can do at any point during your day. So we'll just start just warming up our spines a little bit, taking a nice big inhale, really getting that belly big, rotating your spine so the natural curve is accentuated. Exhale, rolling back into your cat pose, angry cat. Inhale. And exhale. Last one like this. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your arms up overhead, interlacing your fingers if it feels good. Reaching your palms up, taking that stretch and pulling it to your left side, opening up your right side body. Looking under your right armpit if it's accessible. Just trying to keep your sits bones down. That's why we have our feet separated, hip width apart at least. Keeps yourself balancing. I'd be falling over if my feet were together. Back up into center, releasing those palms, big stretch. Placing the other thumb on top, so whatever way feels uncomfortable, going that way. Flipping those palms again, big stretch, pulling it to the right. Looking over the left once again if it's accessible. And releasing, one more with arms overhead. This time the left hand to right wrist, pull it over. Noticing the difference between having your hands interlaced and then pulling. Once again, trying to keep, you're actually pulling your shoulders back too, so you're trying not to you're giving your head just a space to put itself in. Pulling it up. Straightening those arms as best as you can. That really helps with opening the side body. I like how this feels better than the interlacing of the fingers. But it's always good to try different things. Tomorrow it could be opposite. Up and switch off. Arms stay as straight as they can. You do have to bend. Just try not to keep your shoulder in your neck. You want to keep your neck out and shoulder out, creating that space. If I wanted to, could stick something in there. Off and release. Oh, sorry, my shoulder's been bothering me. That feels so good. So just start making some circles. Just go back and forth. We're trying something a little different here. So think of it like you're doing a little belly dancing. Just go back and forth. Just pulling your sides up and down. If this feels too weird or you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, you can always make your circles. Once again, just find what makes you happy. This is all about you. This is tuning yourself to be a better you. Whichever way you're doing, if you are making your circles as opposed to your belly dancing, make sure, excuse me, you reverse those circles. Sit bones stay down. Maybe you can combine them. That feels really weird. Not doing that anymore. And settling yourself down. I'm going to try two different things here. So we're going to try to do dips. If this is too much for you on your triceps, you can always just do squats. So if you're going to do squats, just a reminder, when you're doing your squats, hip width apart. Make sure that when you bend your knees, you're not putting them over your ankles. Like I said, I like to go down and feel, make sure I can get to my toes, lifting yourself up. We're going to do 5 of those if you're doing squats. If you're not doing squats and you want to try dips, coming to the edge of your chair, arms to the side. This is where the chair comes in very handy. Keeping your back nice and straight. If you put your back like this, it's going to give yourself more work. Walking your feet out, lifting your booty up. Feel it. If this is enough, awesome. You did it. If you want to try more, try dipping down. Noticing how I'm keeping my back as straight as I can. See how it hurts? This hurts. Putting too much weight onto my shoulders, onto my arms. Straight back, spreads the weight out. Lift up, down. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just trying something new. Wiggle it out, maybe taking a forward fold. Oh, that felt good. Once again, if it's too much, just the act of being able to go like that, that's a good place to start. Walking your feet out. This hurt me. Try to keep yourself like a table. That's where it's good, where you can actually see yourself. You can see where your balance is going. Maybe wiggle it. Wiggle it just a little bit. Sorry, it rained yesterday and it's beautiful today, so it's a little off for me. And once again, just trying things out, just seeing what you can do, just seated down. Getting into our wrists, working into any uncomfortableness. We'll go through our usual fingertip and wrist exercise, and we'll add a little more to it. So starting with your right hand, reaching out, palm down, facing me, starting with your pinky, pressing it in. Don't pull it, don't force it, just go wherever feels good. And exhale, switch. Inhaling. Exhale, switch. Inhale. Exhale, switch. Inhale. Exhale, grabbing that thumb, pinky's on top, pull it in, press it in, excuse me. And switch. Starting with pinky, and press it in on the inhale. Exhale, switch. Taking your time. And switch. Exhale, switch. Inhale, grabbing that thumb. Exhale, press. Right wrist, flipping it over, grabbing all 4 fingers. Bonus if you want the thumb, don't really care. I don't have a sticker chart, so whatever makes you happy again. Pressing it in, feeling it in the top of that wrist. And flipping it over. Holding it in, feeling it on the wrist. Oh, that feels so good. Switch. All 4 fingers. Go for that thumb if it's accessible. It's not a must. And switch it. Flip it over. And release. Taking your hands, clasping, so bringing them together. I'm going to put my left hand on top of my right now. Interlacing my fingertips. Staying here for a moment. Arms up. Working into your shoulders by keeping your arms up. You're strengthening your arms, keeping them level. Now pull it in. Pulling it into your chest. And pulling it up overhead. Back down. Do 3 of these. So pull it in. Reaching all the way out overhead. Last one, coming back. Pull it in. All the way up, straight arms. And release. Coming back into center, right arm on top this time. Interlacing those fingers again. Pausing here. Pull it in. Noticing the difference. Is this harder? Is this side easier? Exhale, straight arms all the way up overhead. Ooh, that feels different. I think that's a good difference. It's a different muscle being worked. So the silliest thing is switching arms. Back to center. Pull it in. Reaching all the way out and up. Oh, that feels good. Coming all the way back to start. Pull it in. Reach out and over. And release. Taking your hands behind your back. Clasping again. If you're tired of clasping, you can always grab the back of your chair. Do whatever makes you happy. Grab the spokes. Roll those shoulders back. Pressing your chest up. Taking your little back bend here. Whatever makes you happy. If you'd rather pull down, arms down your back, do it. If you are pulling your arms back behind your back, release. Switch your sides. Switch your thumb. Subtleness. We get stuck in a certain way. I'm left-handed. When I was a kid, I was always told because everybody in my family was right-handed, I was going to die faster. I also can do sports right-handed because my dad, and my sister were both right-handed. You gotta switch it up. Try it. Whole new things open up. Release. Playing now with our legs. So, trick here is also not to bend your back in. Keeping your arms on your chair for support, because I don't know about you, but I'm going to need it. So just give you an idea of where I am. From here, try lifting up both legs. Straight back. Pull it in. Oh, that's fun. Come back out. Pull in. Keeping your back straight. Exhale. And when exhaling, exhale. Pull it in. Exhale. Last one, pull in. Exhale. And my back was as straight as I can make it. If I had slouched over, oh, I don't like that at all. It hurts my back. If I want to go for the back of the chair, I take myself with me. So just because it's fun, this feels weird. I don't feel like I have as much room, but my back feels like I don't have to worry about it slouching. So just, once again, that does feel really weird. Just try pulling your legs in. Or just keeping them lifted. Lift them off the ground. Lift one leg in. Putting it down. Right leg. Down. Left leg. Down. Right leg. Left leg. Right leg. That was weird. Once again, just trying different things, seeing what that does. If it hurts, don't do it. Watch me laugh. That's what I'm here for. Getting into quick goddess, and we'll get into a pigeon, eagle legs, pigeon variation, eagle legs, and then we'll try out cow face pose, sort of, cow legs. I'll explain. So, starting with spreading your legs out as wide as possible, wherever it feels good, making sure that you don't get to that part where the gluteus medius goes, woo! Kind of like when we do our shoulder dips, but this time taking our right hands down our shin, down our calf. Noticing my neck is not in my shoulder. Maybe reaching your arm up overhead. If you can get your hand down all the way, awesome. If this is too much, you can always put your arm on your thigh. Find what feels good. Looking up at the ceiling makes it harder. Looking down will make it easier. It's a balancing. If you can find yourself a way to ground yourself down. Back on up. Setting yourself up once again. If it's too much to go all the way down, just placing your arm on your thigh. This is kind of like when we do side angle, but both legs are bent. Bringing it down if you're coming with me. Arm up overhead. Placing your hand down feels good. Don't compromise your neck, your spine, or your arm. You're making space. You're not finding it. It's already been found. You just got to know where to look. Noticing that my neck is still not on my shoulder. Trying to keep my neck as straight as possible. That's why looking up helps. So I was looking at you. My head kind of drops. All the way back up. Oofa. Bring your legs in. So setting ourselves up for our pigeon. Once again, because I feel like being a little funky today, we're going to make it funky. So once again, starting with our right leg. Figure 4 across. Find a happy spot. Inhale. Exhale. Fold down. On over. This is good. Awesome. If you can bring your hands down, cool. Just the act of folding your leg over yourself like that, making your figure 4. Awesome. Let your hip open up. You're making, by putting your knee in front on the outside of your hip, you're opening up your hips. Find your happy place. Relax just for a moment. I'm going to torture you in a second. Don't worry. Staying here if you want to try and then decide what you want to do, go for it. I need to scooch myself back on my chair a little bit. Same principle as before when we're lifting up our legs, keeping yourself as grounded as possible. If you need to, you have the back of your chair lifting up, grabbing underneath the thigh, spine stays straight. If I start rolling my spine, I start to fall. So my spine's staying straight. I'm making myself into like a little boat. If that's too much, you can always try grabbing your calf. If you get to the back of your chair, you're fine. As long as you're not rolling, looking for your chair, the back of your chair, this is good. But just playing around. Or not doing it. Completely up to you. Releasing all the way down, crossing those legs, maybe finding double cross. Otherwise, just squeezing it in. P-legs, holding it in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You'll eventually, if you have not already, you will start feeling it in your lower back. Arms out to cactus. Right arm in first, left arm underneath, high five, or bear hug. Keeping those arms elevated. We don't want to crush our chest. Up. By keeping your chest open, you're helping release your upper back. You're also not compromising your breathing. And squeezing yourself in, giving yourself a big, big hug. Releasing those arms, releasing that hold, keeping the legs crossed. Try walking them out. If you need to come to the edge of your chair, try to bring both legs down. Cow pose. Just trying it out. You're squeezing in a little more. To give you an idea, seated, this is cow pose. So if you want to, you can always come down. If you want to try it seated, come up. If you want to try it a little more, come onto the chair. I can hear my mother yelling at me to get my feet off the chair right now. But find where it feels good. If this does not feel good, get out. We're going to hold it here for another breath. Release. Come all the way out. Unfold yourself. Unpretzel. Wiggle it out. Do whatever feels good. You know it's coming. Left leg. Make sure it's crossed. Make sure your ankle is on your thigh, not your knee. Inhale. Exhale. Fold it down. Oh, find that happy spot. This is good. If this is good, good. Just letting your natural weight just give the opening in your hips. It feels so good. I love pigeon. I love all hip openers. They always feel so good. At least on me. The thing about hip openers, you always want to watch your knee though. You always want to be protecting that. All things you want to protect your knees. Knees scare me. And then same as before, wiggle it in if you need to. Putting your hands on your chair enough to lift yourself up straight back. You can curve it if you want. If you find the back of your chair cool, just make sure you're not searching. Your chair will find you. It's there to support you. Underneath your thigh, in front of your shin. Wherever it feels good. You're pressing your left elbow away like you did on your right. So you're keeping your hips open. You're just trying something new. You can do this on the floor too. Pretty much look just like this. So the question is on whether or not you have the foot lifted up. You can also do this on your back. We should do some stuff on the floor. Not today though. Now when you're ready, lowering it down, slowly but surely. Taking that eagle wrap. If you can do the double, awesome. Whole point, once again, is just squeezing in your legs. Cactus those arms, left arm in this time, right arm swings underneath. High five, arms up, or bear hug. Give yourself love. Give yourself the support. Make sure to not compromise your diaphragm, your chest, your lungs, all that fun stuff. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Oh. Very much a self-love thing right now. Can't hug other people right now, you give yourself a hug. Releasing, same as before. Walking yourself out if you need to. Start really crossing those legs, trying to get your feet down. This feels really weird to me, but once again, all we're doing is just overemphasizing eagle leg. Taking away that support to just squeeze in. You're working on the outside of your hips by doing this. So eagle and cow pose. They both work on the outside of the hips. If you need to, you can always get yelled at by my mom. I don't know if she's actually yelled at me. I can see her yelling at me for saying that I said that she yells at me for this. Pulling it in. I love you, Mommy. This feels so good. I might sit like this for the rest of the day in my office. And start unfolding yourself. Eek. Legs out in front. Like I said, it's just a short little class. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhale, come on down. Grabbing those feet if they're accessible, just collapsing yourself in. And all the way back up. Taking your seats. Coming into your seated Savasana. Your moment just to recuperate, give your body a chance to adjust to anything that was released. Eyes closed if you like. Just giving yourself a moment of peace and quiet. Stay here as long as you need to. Taking your time, going through this again if you'd like. Until we meet again, thank you so much for joining me. Delight me honors delight you. Namaste.